It is the latest scandal to hit Boris Johnson. Did he misuse his position while Mayor of London to help further the career of former model and businesswoman Jennifer Arcuri, who he is reported to have had a close relationship with? Well, today Jennifer appeared on Good Morning Britain to give her side of the story. This is what she had to say.
Did you have an affair with Boris Johnson?
Would you like me to ask about your sex life? I can't believe that if I had looked a different way or if I was a man, I wouldn't be objectified.
Did that relationship develop into an intimate relationship?
I think we're forgetting that Boris is extremely personable.
Did you ever have any intimate relationship with Boris Johnson? Yes or no?
And because the press have made me this objectified ex-model pole dancer, I really am not going to answer that question.
So you won't deny it?
I'm sorry.
But just for the record, you're not denying it?
I'm not answering. That's my record.
Well, so she's very clear in her refusal to even answer the question, 6 times, in fact. Obviously, Jane, you've been keeping a journalistic eye on all of this. What's your take on it and the fact that she is refusing to give a definite yes or no?
Well, I watched it in real time because I thought, oh, OK, we're going to get some answers here now. And we've kind of been left with more questions than we had before. So I'm not really sure why she did it. Because obviously she would know. So the issue here is not whether or not she had an affair with Boris Johnson. The issue is, was she having a personal relationship with Boris Johnson when she got those privileges, if you like? Because, of course, that way in history, many a public figure have fallen by the wayside, Peter Mandelson being one of them. It's not actually about her gender. It's about whether you are giving somebody a favour because of your relationship with them, be it a friend or sexual relationship. Are you giving them favour in terms of access to public funds and public trade trips and stuff like that? So that's the issue, and she would have known that, and she knows that the crux of this whole thing is, were they having a personal relationship? Because if so, then people will say, well, did you get that contract because of your relationship with Boris, rather than the fact that you were the right person to get that contract.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that hasn't been answered.
Yeah. And I don't think she's going to answer the question at all, because she's done this interview. She's a businesswoman. Nobody's heard of her company. This story's going to run, and she's using the PR for her own gain. So, actually, she's a very, very clever woman. But it's interesting because even without knowing anything about her, my mind is already kind of, I don't want to say soiled, because that's not the right word, but I'm like already, these are the headlines in my head. Ex-model, pole dancer, Boris Johnson, loads of money. So I'm thinking, guilty. That's what, I mean, it's just the way that we already think, isn't it? But she's a clever woman. She's not going to answer the question. This is all for her own gain. Personally, that's what I think.
Does she have a case to answer? Because technically, has she actually done anything wrong? You know, Boris has a case to answer, because if he's the one that was as former Mayor of London that allegedly has given funds that she was not duly entitled to, he's the one that should be under the spotlight.
Yeah, which is why I don't understand why she's put herself...
Yeah.
You know, because she lives in America, she could just be... You know, she's obviously being asked these questions when she's going out shopping and stuff, but eventually people would go away if they felt that they weren't going to get anything. So I'm kind of surprised. I was thinking she was going to come out and definitively say, there is nothing to see here. And by kind of fudging the issue, it's almost, as I say, made me think there's more to it than I actually thought there was in the first place.
People have been trying to throw mud at Boris Johnson forever. I mean, never mind before he became Prime Minister, he's had a very colourful personal life, and people have tried to bring him down before, and they will try to do it again.
Yeah.
Do you think that this could be the mud that sticks?
Well, but it's because of the potential conflict of interest.
Yeah.
So, you know, there are lots of public figures that have had alleged marital infidelities, should we say, and that doesn't really affect anything. It's more, unless, of course, they're Minister for Families or something, and they're telling us all how to live our lives. But that's not the issue. It's the issue is, was there a conflict of interest in her being awarded these contracts. And if you think back to Peter Mandelson, you know, he had to resign twice as a cabinet minister. The first time was because he borrowed money for a home loan from a cabinet colleague and he didn't declare it. So that's got nothing to do with sex or not sex. It's to do with you have to lead when it comes to money. You have to be totally transparent when you're in power.
You've seen what's been happening while I've been doing this play.
Do you know what? It's all very interesting, but I've been sitting there thinking, I would definitely deny I slept with Boris Johnson.
Yeah. What 100%?
I don't care what PR it got me. And I'd want a lot more money if I did. That's all I've got to say. That's my political view on this subject.